Video is an example of our value of type exercise. Okay, the whole purpose of this exercise is to feel the visual weight of a block of text. Okay, so for this in Studio One, we're going to have only a small amount of text. We're going to be able to gradually build in more text into this class. But still, we have to think that there's visual weight. So let me give you an example of what I want you to do. So first, you're going to go ahead. I have this. I have it at 36 point, and I'll just pick any word, moldy. First word comes to my head, don't know why. Okay, so now I'm going to look at this, and what I need to do is block this out. Now for this word, I feel like it's mostly, right, it's mostly a square. You'll mostly do these rectangles, but sometimes you'll take the entire thing with all of the descenders. For this one, since there's only a descender on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and draw a second square here. And this is pretty much the shape I see of this. And I'm going to use the Pathfinder tool to add this into one shape just for convenience, okay? I'm going to bring this out. Now this text has been written in 100% black, and this is 100% black. The whole problem is that in actuality this will feel a little darker than this. Not much. There's little steps in this one because this is a pretty bold font. It's pretty thick, but there is all this white space, right? And what you're trying to do is, if you squint, you can see this one pulling just a slight bit more. So what I'm going to do, and make sure you're in CMYK mode. If you're not, go ahead and click this in the color here. I'm going to start pulling it back until I think it looks pretty much like the same feel of weight as the top two. And I think this is pretty good, which is 94% black. So I'm going to go ahead and just write in 94. Just as a remember, and I'll make sure I turn it white so we can read it, and there we go. I'll take it and use it again, but this time let me explore something else. Let me go to a real light font, right? Lato hairline. Well, obviously this is much different. There's a different shape, so I'm going to have to draw out another one of these boxes here. Again, this one suffers from this. It's not as wide on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and make a smaller box. I'll put them together using the Pathfinder, and I'll bring it down here. Now obviously you can definitely tell on this example how much darker this feels than this. So again, I explore this. While this text is still 100% black, I'm going to start exploring this. And what you can't see is what I actually do is I start to squint. I squint to try to see when it feels like the exact same weight, right? And I mean, this isn't, there's no scientific thing. I mean, I'm sure we could do it scientifically, but we're just eyeballing it, right? And I'm going to keep going until I find that I feel like these are same visual weight, maybe it's still a little darker than that. I don't know. I'm fine with that. So that one I just mark as, right, 35% black. You know, I may want to try another thing. I may take this and I may set it in all caps, right? And so for this one, right, it's all caps is always going to be probably just a big rectangular black. Stop snapping so much. And for this is 100% black. It'll never probably be 100% black because there is white, but it's still pretty high up there. So I might even just put it at 96, and I still feel that that is pretty correct. Right? So they'll never be 100% because there is some white space. But this is kind of the basis of skills. Now you could also do this with an entire block of text. So let me just set some text. Now you won't be doing it for this project, but say I had this block of text, right? Let me get this out of the way. You know, I can do the same thing. I block out a block, and now I look at those together, right? This is obviously too dark. So I would go and say, well, the typographic color of that paragraph is about that, right? So if I was balancing other things with type, I'll do that. Now, of course, we're not doing that in this project. We are doing just these single words because we are thinking about the weight of our little pieces of type when we're going to balance them across a logo.